It's time for today's face-off on Fox Soul. Challengers Quan LX and Big Angry Adams, ready to go blow by blow on those hot topics. Face-off on Fox Soul starts right now.
That he did it and taken it to
Next round. Here's Quan LX.
Charles, we just watched a segment here discussing the tragic loss of life of a young high school student in Frisco, Texas, at a track meet. And watching that newscast, it upsets me because that newscast is full of damn lies. This is a tragic situation where a young man lost his life, yes. But young KARMELO Anthony, in this case, the young man who's been charged with murder, he did not assault anyone in the beginning. He didn't start this fight. The young man approached him with his brother, threatening KARMELO to move out of a spot that was not assigned to anybody. Where KARMELO was sitting, he had a right to be sitting. There was no assigned seating anywhere in the stadium that excluded students from sitting in certain areas. Then when they went to KARMELO, he was threatened by both brothers. And he told them, don't put your hands on me. And they threatened to put their hands on him. And he told them, if you put your hands on me, watch what happens. The white kid, in this case, punched KARMELO in the face. He didn't push him. He punched him in the face. And then that young man defended himself. And unfortunately, a young student lost his life. But Charles, in the state of Texas, you have a right to stand your ground. And if you are the victim of a vicious attack, you can use deadly force if necessary to protect yourself and your life, to stop you from becoming a further victim of an assault or a crime. Why is this young man in jail when he didn't start it? He didn't approach anyone. They approached him. They used profane language toward him. They threatened him and then assaulted him, and he defended himself. Why is he in jail? He defended himself from a vicious attack and assault. So this young man, in my opinion, should not be in jail. Teach your children. Keep your hands to yourself. That's what needs to be taught here. And to tell this young brother to give up your seat, give me your seat, this ain't no damn Rosa Parks era. You just can't go to a young black man and say, give up your seat. He had a right to sit there. And so that brother had his back of the bus moment and refused to give up his seat, and it cost that young white kid his life.
I rarely say this, Quanell. I sometimes internalize it, but shame on you. How absolutely despicable for you to sit here and try to draw this false equivalency between Rosa Parks and this scumbag murderer, right? Shame on you for living a life defined by make-believe racial grievance that you seek a pulpit to lie to people. And let's talk about those lies. Even if you assume everything that is coming out of the KARMELO Anthony camp, even if you assume all of that is true, under the laws of the state of Texas, he is still absolutely guilty of murder, period. Like, you can assume all the fabrications are true. It's still murder, right? You do not have a right to use deadly force in response to a shove or a punch. Now, mind you, all the witness statements are saying it was a shove that was goaded, but let's assume everyone's lying and this murderer is telling the truth. You still can't, because the scenario, what you're advocating for, and pulling Rosa Parks into, is that every time someone walks through a club and someone shoves them or bumps them, you can pull out a knife and stab them in the heart and kill them. And I have no doubt that more is going to come out of KARMELO Anthony, that more evidence. So there are rumors that I don't want to regurgitate.
Oh, please do.
No.
Please
let's
do.
talk about what has been sold. That you sent me this weekend when we were discussing it. You sent me the statement by the police chief that turned out to be just fabricated. Somebody out there making believe the FBI is now involved, right? And that people are regurgitating all over social media.
And this is exactly why I'm doing this show. There are so many lies concerning this situation being spread by members of the Black or African American community. It is absolutely embarrassing. You got a black man who's a lawyer, Quan LX. This guy used to be respectable. Now he's lying in an attempt to protect someone who, for all intents and purposes, is guilty. Now I'm not saying, we'll have to let the law decide what's going on with the situation and the details of what happened and whether Carmelo Anthony should be convicted for murder. But for people, what we're going to address in this show is the blatant lies that the Black community is telling, the rumors that are being spread by our community in defense of this guy who, I mean, if it was my kid, I would want the guy prosecuted for murder because no one had to die that day. So we're going to get right into this thing. Thank you all for being here. Please give me a 1 in the comments if the sound is okay. We've done a lot. My boy Mike has bought a lot of equipment, audio equipment, to make sure that my sound is 100%. And I want to bless you guys with the best quality possible. Now listen, Brandon, you weren't there. I see somebody earlier. They're already saying, I'm tired of people who weren't there talking about who's lying and who's telling the truth. You don't have to be in attendance to know if a lie is being told. That's a false narrative that a lot of African American people are regurgitating or communicating. I'll see you later, bro. Just as a way to try to justify what happened. Here's what's going on. Someone broke the rules at a track meet by bringing a knife to that track meet, right? Someone then entered the area of another team. When that person was asked to leave, that person said, put your hands on me and watch what happens. Instead of doing what they were asked to do, they challenged the people who asked them to leave and said, put your hands on me and see what happens. The people put their hands on the guy. Austin Metcalf put his hands on Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony then pulled a knife out and stabbed Austin Metcalf in the chest and killed him. Okay? Let that sink in. Now, because Carmelo Anthony made a really bad decision, 2 really bad decisions, 3 if you ask me, and Austin Metcalf also made a bad decision, now the African American community has to jump through the mental hoops of trying to find a way to justify what this boy Carmelo Anthony did. But what I want to do before I open this up for discussion, because I do want to open this up for discussion, is I want to highlight 3 lies that are currently being circulated in the Black community about this situation that I feel are totally unnecessary. And if you truly feel like Carmelo Anthony is innocent and he does not deserve to be convicted for murder, why do you need to make up lies? Why can't you just wait for justice to be served, wait for this boy to go to court, wait for the details to come out, and wait for him to be judged by a jury of his peers? It's almost like Black people know he's going to be convicted, so we have to start front-loading the situation to prepare ourselves for the fact that this guy is most likely going to be convicted of murder. So let's talk. Let's build up. Let's go over the lies, and I'll allow anyone who wants to come up because I did say I want this to be a discussion. So you guys can come up whether you agree with me or not and state your case. But I'm going to address the lies that are being told unnecessarily. And yeah, I don't even think he's going to do life. 100% tactical tune. But I'm more worried about the precedent that is being set and the way the situation and African-American people choosing to lie about the situation is the impact that's going to have on our community as a whole. So let's get into the first lie, guys, that I keep seeing spread across the internet. Bam. Carmelo Anthony was a small, defenseless victim. We got these guys painting this picture like Carmelo Anthony is this small little pipsqueak who was absolutely incapable of defending himself from these 2 big 230-pound bullies who were jumping him, right? But here's the problem. No one said that Carmelo Anthony, including Carmelo Anthony, was being jumped. Carmelo Anthony said he put his hands on me and I stabbed him. Never in his statement to the police did Carmelo Anthony say, hey, they were jumping me, and so I pulled out the knife and stabbed one of them. Never. He said Austin Metcalf put his hands on him and he stabbed him. And then he asked the police officer, hey, do you think I could claim self-defense in this situation? And the police officer said, I don't know. Carmelo Anthony didn't say it was a racist mob of white people attacking me and I had to pull out the knife and stab him. I'm sure Carmelo Anthony talked to his father and told him what happened. I haven't heard no communications from the daddy saying Carmelo was being jumped. Also, Carmelo was only 130 pounds. Where did that lie come from? What evidence do these people have that this guy was 130 pounds? It's like African-American people are saying anything to find a justification for what the boy did. And guess what? I have factual evidence that this boy was not 130 pounds, because all one need do is go to Huddle Sports, HUDL, Huddle Sports, boom, look up Carmelo Anthony's profile, and it will tell you about this boy. And I'm going to pull this up because you guys are going to have to show me why this boy needed to pull a knife out and kill somebody in self-defense. I see you back there, Costa. Everybody who want to get in now. We're not going to be here for a long time. So if you want your voice to be heard, you want to make a statement, you want to disagree with me, get in now. And when I'm done making this point, I'm going to let you up. Okay, so first, what I want you guys to do is watch one of the highlight clips from Carmelo Anthony. This boy plays strong safety for his high school football team. I don't know a single strong safety on earth that's 130 pounds, unless they play in Pop Warner. Let's check it out. Oh, we got a 15-second ad, y'all. Okay. I want y'all to point out the 130-pound kid on this football team. This big old Texas football. You don't play football in Texas at 130 pounds. So this is Carmelo. They pointed at him. They're pointing at him. What the heck was that? That's it? 4 seconds? All right, I'm going to go to another one of his. Okay, here we go. Good. Let's do this one. I hope this one is longer. He was 130 pounds, and all these big old boys was jumping on him. Bro, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, here's Carmelo. I just saw Carmelo lay hat on somebody.
With Gemini and Gmail, AI can help craft professional email replies.
No sound. I just saw Carmelo lay hat on somebody and jump up flexing on a running back who at least got to be 200 pounds. Let's watch it again. This is Carmelo with the arrows. Bam! That dude is striking you as a kid who is scared? That guy was a defenseless, feeble young boy who pulling out a knife was the only course of action for him because he was being attacked by two big, bruising, corn-fed white boys. I'm sorry, guys. That don't make no sense. There goes Carmelo with the arrows. Bam. Gets up, hopped up. Come on, bro. Long story short, Carmelo Anthony was 165 pounds. And that was in October of 2024. So we don't know if bro had buffed up, got bigger. We don't know what happened. But what we know is bro was not no little tiny defenseless kid who had no hope of defending himself from this boy, Austin Metcalf. On top of that, Carmelo was 6 feet tall. How do you know that, Brandon? How do you know that? Because I could just click the About link right here where it gives all of Carmelo's stats. Right there. Carmelo Anthony, Centennial High School. He's 5'11", 160 pounds. Let's go look into what he was doing in the weight room. Bro was benching 205. Bro was squatting 405. Bro was power cleaning 225. Find me one person that's 130 and they squatting 405. They should be in the Olympics at this point. I'm asking you guys a question. Where was the small defenseless kid that y'all talking about? Bro was 160 last year during football season. Now, bro is 6 months removed. And y'all talking about suddenly he became 130 pounds. Come on, guys, that's a blatant lie. And if you 160 and you benching 200 and you cleaning 225 and you squatting 405, you don't got to pull out no knife to stab nobody, bro. You don't. You are strong enough to defend yourself with your hands and your feet. And at the least, run. Hey, I'm out. I'm not dealing with this. If you're truly scared, which I do not believe Carmelo was scared at all. This boy played football. I actually want to play one more of Buddy's highlights. Let me see. For a second. This is another one. This is when he went to Liberty High School because he had transferred schools. I wonder why. Let's play this one. Let's see. Because I don't see what y'all claiming. I really don't see the defenseless little pipsqueak who was not capable of defending himself. I don't see that here. I see a kid who made a bad decision. But I don't see no little tiny baby boy who's this super small guy. There's Carmelo. Bam. I see a dude laying hat. I see a dude who just knocked somebody's damn helmet off. What are you talking about? I don't see nothing y'all talking about here. Did Carmelo make a bad decision? Hell yeah. Was Carmelo some small little victim who was being bullied by somebody? Bro, you don't hit like that and go to school and get bullied every day. I know. I played football. There go Carmelo. Bam. Land hat on somebody. Did y'all see the highlight? Please tell me where this boy is a little guy getting bullied. I don't see it. Here's another one. These ads are ridiculous. Here's another one. Where is this 130-pound feeble pipsqueak that plays Texas football and is laying hat on people, knocking people's helmets off? Please tell me. There you go right there with the arrow. Let's see. Oh, here goes the pipsqueak. Bam. Where is he? Here we go. Oh, he's a pipsqueak. Yep, he's scared. What are you talking about? There's nothing about this boy that said, I'm scared and defenseless. He's not. Somebody said, football players can't get beat up by bigger people. I didn't say that. I did not say that. Thank you for saying that, but I didn't say that. What I'm telling you is I have never met a football player who plays strong safety who was like, yo, somebody walked up to me, now I got to pull out a knife and stab him. I have never met a football player who is knocking people's helmets off in the game, who was like, I am so afraid of these two white boys. I am so deathly afraid of these two white boys that I have to pull out a knife to kill someone. It doesn't add up. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying. This kid is laying hat on people. Straight up. Straight up. And y'all trying to tell me, oh, bro was so scared that all he could do was pull out a knife and stab somebody. That's a lie. Look at this boy knock this boy helmet off. Bam! It's not adding up to me, but y'all could believe what y'all want to. Y'all find me the football player who played for your high school team who was getting bullied. Please tell me. Please tell me what football player who played for your high school was getting bullied. Okay, so he was not some small defensive victim. That is one lie that's being told. He was only 130 pounds. We've already proved that to be a lie. Bro was at least 160, 170, because we don't know if his stats have changed since he did that stuff. You know, he put his information on Huddle Sports. The next lie that's being told is Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf knew each other. I hear people saying, hey, this dude had been picking on Austin all year. He had a history with this guy. This guy this guy had been bullying bro. They got pictures of them together, right? And it proves that they know each other, right? Yeah, no. But they didn't know each other. They did not know each other. They used to go to school together. No, they didn't. The damn girl who's at the lobby of this building, she told me, oh, they knew each other. It's a picture online with them together. I looked all over. There ain't no picture of them online together. They didn't. Before that day, they had never met. Before that day, they had never met. Come on. They never met before that day. But somehow black people didn't turn that into they knew each other. Bro was constantly bullying bro. What? He was getting jumped. What? What are you talking about? The only Carmelo Anthony never even said he was getting jumped. Never. He said, bro, put his hands on me. He didn't say, bro, punch me. What Carmelo Anthony said matches what the witnesses said. They said Austin Metcalf grabbed Carmelo Anthony, right? And Carmelo Anthony said he put his hands on me. If somebody was like, bro, punch me. If someone punched you, are you going to be like, bro, put his hands? No, you're going to be like, bro, punch me. And then I stabbed his ass. He assaulted me. He hit me. Bro said he put his hands on me. And let me ask you this too. If someone is jumping you, two big old boys, 220 pounds, which we also confirmed that Austin Metcalf was 220 because you can go on Huddle Sports and look him up, and that is his weight. And he's 6 feet. If someone hits you, punch you, are you going to say that person put his hands on me? Or are you going to say, bro hit me and then I stabbed him? Bro assaulted me. He attacked me and then I stabbed him. That's what you're going to say. You're not going to say, oh, he put his hands on me, so I stabbed him. Carmelo Anthony has already admitted to stabbing old buddy. He already admitted to stabbing him. So there ain't no in between. Nah, bro punched me and I stabbed him. No, he grabbed him. Nobody has any evidence that bro punched him. And then if two big old 220-pound dudes are jumping you, are you going to say, put your hands on me and see what happened? If they're jumping you, they've already put their hands on you. So what would be the point of saying, put your hands on me and see what happens? The lies that the black community are spreading don't match up with what the witnesses said. It doesn't match up with what Carmelo Anthony said. And it doesn't match up with what the police report says. This is just straight up Negro rumor spreading. That's it. You're spreading rumors to try to justify what happened. And if the boy was in it, bro, he never said they broke his phone, though. That's all I'm saying. Where did you get this information from? I don't think White is right. I don't think White is right at all. I think that we are addressing lies that are being told about the situation by people who don't know what the hell happened. Where did you get they broke his phone? Why didn't Carmelo Anthony, why didn't he say, yo, they like took my phone and broke my phone? Come on, guys. Really? Where did you get that from, our matron? Can you come up here and tell us your source? We know that's not what happened. And I'm telling you guys, when it's situations like this, even for the exoneration of the person, it is very important not to spread blatant lies, because the lies that are being spread can have an impact on the jury that will ultimately decide Buddy's fate. If those people sitting up on that jury, let's say they all white, they see the lies black folks spreading on social media. Do you think that makes them want to come in with a not guilty verdict? That makes them feel like, damn, like, so they're willing to just lie. Like, this guy killed somebody and they're willing to just make stuff up. I don't see the white people making up nothing on Carmelo Anthony. They're going based on what happened. Bro was sitting in a section that wasn't his. They asked him to move. I don't see white people saying he never put his hands on Carmelo. White people are like, nah, he grabbed him. Why do we have to approach the situation with dishonesty like we gonna go to jail if the guy gets convicted? Why do we have to embarrass ourselves just making up just baseless lies to defend this kid? If the kid is innocent, let's work to find the kid innocent. If the kid is guilty, let's let justice be served. But why do you have to make up lies? Our matron, that's my girl. But you're saying they broke his phone. Where's the proof of that? Where's the proof of that? There's no proof unless you talk to Carmelo Anthony and he spoke to you and said, hey, they broke my phone. Where? It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor. Tim Asana, that's from a fake police report someone put out impersonating the police. Yes. Yes, I already know that. There's a fake police report and there's a real police report that's been released. We're so desperate. We're so desperate to make this about race, and it was the KKK and all this mess. It wasn't any of that. Both boys' daddy say this had nothing to do with race. This had everything to do with ego, but on both of those boys' part. The only thing I'm arguing is nobody had to die that day. Carmelo Anthony was wrong for stabbing that boy. And that boy was wrong for putting his hands on Carmelo Anthony. But when somebody asks you, hey, bro, get up out of our spot and leave, you don't fight and argue. You get up and go. This is not my area. Both of the boys was wrong. But Carmelo Anthony was wrong for bringing a knife to that track meet, which is illegal. He was wrong for going into that area, which I don't know no track runner ever who going under the other team's tent. He was wrong for when he was asked to leave, not leaving. He was also wrong for saying, put your hands on me and see what happened. Austin Metcalf was totally wrong for putting his hands on Carmelo Anthony, but that should not resulted in death that day. A scuffle don't result in somebody dying, guys. If they had gotten a fight and Carmelo Anthony had knocked Austin Metcalf over and bro fell and hit his head on the bleachers and died, bro, I'd have been like, that was just an accident. That's manslaughter. Give bro 6 months probation. Bro put out a knife and stabbed bro in the heart. That's excessive. We got a couple people in the queue. Guys, be patient. I'm letting y'all up right now. Let me get this third thing. Here's the third lie that keeps being spread. It is legal to bring a knife to high schools in Texas. I covered this story a couple days before, and I continuously get black people telling me, that it is legal to bring a knife of up to 5 inches into high school campuses in Texas. That is 100% false. It is not legal to bring a 5-inch knife or any knife onto campus in Texas, public schools, high schools. Nowhere at all. My nephew went to high school in Texas. I asked him, I said, was it legal for y'all to bring knives? He said, hell no. Even with the current climate of mass shootings, there are no weapons that are permitted to be on school campuses in Texas or anywhere else. Now, if you're talking about college, yes, you're dealing with adults. Yes, you could bring a knife up to 5 inches onto a college campus in Texas. Those are adults. Here we go again. Texas law restricts possession of a knife with a blade of over 5 1/2 inches in certain locations, including on school property and at school events. Listen, Texas law restricts the possession of a knife or any weapon on high school campuses. This right here is a law that restricts possession of a knife over 5 inches on college campuses. Do you understand that? This is for college campuses. There's no knife 2 inches, 1 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inches allowed on high school campuses in Texas. All you need to do is go ask a teacher who teaches in Texas. They'll tell you there are no weapons of any form. You can't even bring a penknife, which used to be permitted on school campuses years ago. You can't even bring that on school campuses no more. So what are you guys talking about? It's very lazy-minded thinking. Oh, well, it doesn't permit, but he was wrong. He was 100% wrong for what he did. And I got a bonus one, because this is ridiculous. I got a bonus one. This is the worst. Kyle Rittenhouse's situation is similar to this situation. Kyle Rittenhouse's situation has nothing to do with this situation. They're not even close. Did you watch Kyle Rittenhouse's video where the guys are chasing him down the street with guns, trying to hit him with skateboards, and he eventually discharges his weapon, hits one dude in the arm, and kills the other dude? And Kyle Rittenhouse didn't kill nobody black. How are these even close? Kyle Rittenhouse did what Carmelo Anthony should have did. He tried to run. He tried to leave the situation. They chased him. Carmelo Anthony stuck his hand in his backpack and said, touch me and see what happens. Right here. You can't even have a butter knife on any school campus. Dolomite, it doesn't matter to it. Yeah. And this stuff, like, y'all think y'all, and let me tell you, black people are the real bullies, bro. We are the bully. Right now, we are trying to bully people into accepting the idea that Carmelo Anthony is this innocent, feeble young kid who was being bullied continuously by Austin Metcalf, who had no chance of defending himself or escaping the situation without killing somebody. That's not the case. Oh, shit, guys, hold on. Man, I forgot to plug up my laptop. We almost had a problem. But we're the ones trying to bully people. We're the ones trying to bully people. White folks is like, okay, this is what we know. We don't know the rest. Let's go see what happens. Yeah, they call him bro a murderer because that's what it looks like. But they're not like coming at black people. You niggas are wrong. None of that type of stuff. But we're the ones trying to force a round peg into a square hole or a square peg into a round hole. Bro, the guy was wrong. They both were wrong. But Carmelo went above and beyond of what was necessary to deal with that situation. That's the facts. If you don't like the facts, I don't know what to tell you. But when they try this boy, they're going to try him based on the facts. Why even set yourself up for the trauma that will be induced when they find this boy guilty and you sitting up trying to convince yourself that he's innocent? Why do that? All right, so what I'm about to do, we got to listen to my boy Charleston White. He has something to say about this situation. And once we listen to what he has to say, we are going to bring the guest up to drop their opinions on it.
I think sometimes he's not afraid.
Hi, my name is.
I think sometimes he's not afraid of calling out the truth in the Black community. And he grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, just like I did. Charleston and I probably have a very similar upbringing and experience when it comes to some of this crazy stuff that people of the melanin do. I think sometimes he's not afraid of calling out the truth in the Black community. And he grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, just like I did. Charleston and I probably.
Let's poach from Anton Daniels, man. Anton Daniels was cooking Black folks this morning.
Austin Metcalf, you see the boy in Frisco stabbed to death by Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah. My heart goes out to the family. They trying to make this a race issue, and this is a right or wrong issue.
Okay. So no, real quick, I like where you're going on this because I'm not even trying to race bait or anything. People are making this about black and white. You see that they're trying to make this kind of like a Trayvon Martin kind of, they're talking about it. But where do you?
It is. Trayvon Martin was an angry Black kid that had to be sent to his father because he lacked discipline, grew up in a home with his single mother. Any well-behaved kid with manners that had respect of adults, once George Zimmerman approached him, whether he's right or wrong, as a child, this is an adult. You get off the phone with that fat ass girlfriend you trying to fuck. You call your dad and say, "Hey, Dad, it's an adult around here to just stop me." He says he's calling the police. Rather than doing that, he had an attitude because as young Black males in this country, we have an authority problem because we walking around angry, displaced from our father's issues, but we resent our mothers.
That's true.
So we're a ticking time bomb. And Trayvon Martin could fight. So that's why I say you be careful approaching some of these young kids. What a 13-year-old will kick a 40-year-old's ass.
That's true.
And that's what happened in that situation. He underestimated this kid, and he was looking for trouble. But by law, he was right. And he was judged by his peers. So we can't say nothing once you're judged.
Okay, so I don't agree with Charleston White on Trayvon Martin's situation. George Zimmerman escalated that situation. He provoked the situation. He approached Trayvon Martin. Just because someone's walking down your neighborhood don't mean that you can run up to them and be like, "Hey, what the hell you doing over here?" That's wrong, 100%. Charleston White is speaking on the legality of the situation. Well, if a jury of his peers found him innocent, in the eyes of the law, he's innocent. I do not agree that George Zimmerman had the right to basically kill Trayvon Martin, right? He didn't. I don't think it was even, I think it's similar to this situation. If you provoke the situation, you are not, that's not self-defense. You incited this situation. You created this situation. Just like I feel like Carmelo Anthony created this situation. And when you think about it, the shit don't even add up because it's like he was getting bullied by Austin Metcalf all year, so then he goes and gets under his tent. That doesn't even make sense.
Judged by your peers.
Well, what do you think's going to happen in this Austin Metcalf thing? You think he's
Metcalf ass go, well, no, that boy going
Carmelo
to jail.
Anthony's going to go to jail.
Carmelo going to jail. Because listen, you cannot bring a weapon to school.
Facts.
So you
Yeah,
can't
that's
say I
fine.
was
What if he says? But what if he says self-defense? Like,
there's no self-defense, because if you are afraid the day before, where you have to take a weapon to school, why not notify your parents? Parents, you notify the school teacher. School teacher, let's bring these kids in here and resolve this issue. It's called conflict resolution. We was taught in homes that has morals and values, you tell the teacher. Somebody fucking with you, you tell the teacher. Let the teacher know, so when y'all have an altercation, you're cleared and you're covered. Documentation beats conversation. So where's the documentation to say this is self-defense?
Charleston be on it. Shout out to
Hey, listen. If y'all want to hear Anton's commentary, go over there and listen to it. Bro, everyone with common sense has the exact same reaction to what Charleston White is saying. Period. If this boy was so scared from getting bullied by these two kids he didn't even know, because we've already proved that he don't know them, right? There's many articles that came out saying they keep saying that they knew each other. They don't know each other, right? If you were scared of getting bullied, which there's no way you could have been scared because you didn't know these two boys, why would you bring a knife to school? Was you scared of him the year before when you got in trouble for bringing a knife to school? Because bro had already gotten in trouble for bringing a knife to school. Way months before. No, bro, you weren't scared. You were not. He was not getting bullied. He was not getting bullied. He literally was bringing a knife to school, maybe to defend himself in case he got into something with somebody, but bro was not a victim. Bro was not a victim. Bro was like, you know what? I know I'm not backing down if something go down, so I got my knife just in case. Okay, I understand that, but you know you wasn't supposed to have no knife at school. Charleston White is from Texas telling y'all, you can't bring no knife on school campus. Bro got kids who go to school in Texas. I think his daughter just graduated. Those guys was like, you got to go. And then let me tell you something straight off rip. When I listen to the brother talking, ain't no way in hell I'm going to be scared of him or his brother. The other brother looks soft as tissue. I just do not believe that there are all these black dudes. If this the case, dudes from Texas are some bitches. Because I don't know nowhere where black males, young black males, are just terrified of white dudes. I don't know nowhere. Black women aren't even afraid of white men. So all of a sudden, y'all hold up in Texas, y'all getting hold like that, huh? Oh my God, I'm so scared of these white dudes. That's bull crap. Black people want you to simultaneously think that they're the toughest people on earth while at the same time thinking, oh, we the scariest people on earth. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Not the music I'm listening to. Not with Yellow Beezy killing Mo 3 up in Texas. Not with y'all walking around with choppers and everything else. I don't freaking believe that. I believe that this boy got confronted by that white boy. His pride would not let him get pushed or moved out of that tent by that white boy, and he pulled the knife out and stabbed him. It was a matter of foolish pride on both of their behalf. With me slightly leaning towards Austin Metcalf was in the right because that was where he was supposed to be. Man, Dolomite 100%. Let me keep playing this, and then we're going to get the views of the guests.
my dog Charleston. I got to get him here for an interview because I got to pick his brain on a lot of things. He is 100% on it. 100%. If he was so afraid and it wasn't premeditated, because that's what it's looking like, why are you sitting in the opposing team's seats waiting for a confrontation with a knife in your backpack and you have never alerted the authorities? And he's 100% right. They are now about to make this a race issue. And this is, in my opinion, not a race issue. This is an individual. This is the same thing that I say with the police. You deal with the police on an individual basis. You do not deal with them based off of a race. And what I'm starting to see, I see a lot of people talking online how they raised over $250,000 up to $300,000 as a recording of this video for that boy's defense, but they're only doing it because he's a black boy. If it was the other way around, is no way that they would even be having this conversation about whether or not he defended himself or not. They would absolutely 100% be looking at it objectively. But the skin color is the thing that keeps people locked away in their emotions, and they never can get past it, which is one of the reasons why they make an emotional decisions. And this boy went in there, from what I've read and from what I've observed and all of the news reports and the different witness accounts that they putting out there online and stuff like that. He went in there premeditated with a knife, talking about, I'm about to have some self-defense. Does it mean that the confrontation is 100% pure on one side? Nope. But you definitely do not take somebody's life premeditated, going over and sitting in the opposite team seats, looking for a confrontation, and then find yourself in this situation, and now you claiming a race. Charleston is 100% right, 1,000% right on this one.
It's a premeditated crime because you took a weapon in fear.
Yep.
Anticipating to use it.
That was premeditated, though.
And it said a track meet. You getting ready to run track with other kids and you got a knife on you. No, man, you got to go to jail. You got to go. There's no so
the thing is if you got a weapon and you're pretty sure that no one else at that event has a weapon, you're no longer afraid. What's the point of taking a weapon if you're still going to be afraid? I don't put a gun in my freaking belt and then walk around like, yeah, I'm scared. Shit, when I got a gun, I ain't got to be scared because I know I could put that fire to your ass, and you most likely do not have equal force to use. You're not afraid if you're carrying a weapon. That's the point of carrying a weapon. You think back in the old days, a knight with his sword was like, I'm carrying this sword, so I'm terrified. No. If anything, you feel emboldened. Because if Carmelo Anthony did not have that knife, how would he have handled that differently? All right, guys, we got some people up here. Please do me a favor. Please support the stream, support the content. We got this little challenge in the comments. They have this new feature where you can make a challenge for your a goal for your stream, where you can try to hit a certain amount of contributions. Right now, we're asking for $5 contributions just to keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep on. We got to pay the bills in this joint. So if you guys can bless me with 5 super chats of $5 or more, I'd appreciate it. Also, if you don't have super chat enabled or you can't contribute through super chat, I've also put the link to the Cash App, the link to the PayPal in the comments. It is pinned to the top. Guys, let's support the people having the tough conversations. This is the only way that we grow and move forward collectively as Americans, as people in this country. Because whether you guys like it or not, none of us plan on leaving no time soon. And we got to live here with these other groups. And I really feel that Black people, African-American people, we have to be educated again on how to live with other groups. Because for some reason, I don't know what the disconnect is, but for some reason, it almost seems as if we've forgotten how to get along in this country. And you don't get along by defending nonsense, by basically needling other groups at times of tragedy. I see people with harsh comments. Oh, that's what Trailer Park get and all this stuff. You don't say nothing like that at a time when people are going through dealing with a tragedy. That's wrong to do. And if it was a white dude who stabbed Carmelo Anthony, we would have been burning the freaking cities down all across America by now. It's wrong to do, guys. And I'm never going to stand and condone that mess. All right, let's go, my brother Costa. What do you think about this situation? Do you think Charleston White is wrong or right?
I think Charleston is 100% right. I think he is going to go to jail. Now, is he going to go to jail for first-degree murder? I'm not sure. I think they'll probably lessen the charges to maybe second degree or manslaughter at the least. And he do like maybe a decade or 6 years, you know, and I don't know how Texas is on their time, if he has to do 80% or if he can do 2 years but he's definitely gonna do some time because he was not in the space where he's supposed to be. And I didn't know the size discrepancy was that so I think he saw a big white boy who could overpower him, and instead of walking away, he let his ego get the best of him. you know, and he reached into the bag, grabbed the knife that he knew he had, and he used the knife on the kid. I think Austin was being stupid too, because like where I'm from, if somebody even looking at their bag, we trying to go the other way, or we ain't gonna mess with him. Okay, you know, like, so for somebody to be, you know, one hand in the bag, and you know he still approaches them and pushes them, you know, that take a certain level of what I would say a
Stupidity.
superiority complex.
That's a certain level of stupidity. Guys, let me tell you something. Let's not forget that we're dealing with high school teenage boys, man. Stop with the, oh, they racist. And man, when you're in high school, you do dumb shit. It ain't got nothing to do with superiority. It's all about ego. We're dealing with football players right here, where the
You're right.
egos are.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean superiority. I don't want that undertone to what I'm
If
saying.
you play Texas football, you think you the shit. Go watch Friday Night Lights. Go look at Boobie Miles. That's how these boys
he was the captain, bro. Like, he was the captain of his football team. So he's not wrong for having, you know, a higher mindset. Like, hey, I'm the authority here.
He's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
leader. He's a
the
leader. He
Yeah.
he addresses problems, and he was the MVP for his football team. I 1000% know the spirit in which this boy was operating in. And I'm not gonna say he was wrong, but I'm gonna say he was stupid for putting his hands on that boy. Because even if you're operating in that spirit, that does not give you the right to put your hands on nobody. But I understand, because I would be a hypocrite to say that I wouldn't have done the same thing. And when I was in high school, in college and stuff, everybody was bigger than me. But I was the dude. Hey, man. Hey, Tuck. These fools over here tripping. I got kicked out of college we got in a fight with some Samoans. I threw a Samoan dude on a barbecue grill, burnt his ass up. Why? Because guess what? You not about to come over here doing and saying nothing. When we here, you ain't running nothing over here. I get it. I totally understand the energy. But what I don't understand is why in the hell would you go into some other team's area? That is a no-no on any sports team. You don't do no shit like that. Bro, this is me in school, bro. Everybody was bigger than me, bro, but I was the captain of the defense. If some shit went down, I was the one like, yo, we about to go handle this. The little shortest one over there, not little, but short. It's just that way when you're the leader.
You was folding Samoans though, Brandon?
Oh, yeah, constantly. That's been forever. But, you know, you from Long Beach, you're going to deal with Mexicans, you're going to deal with Samoans. That's just the way it is. But they are, back in those days, they already knew. That's what I'm saying, bro. Back in our days, Samoans, they big, they know. They know we can't fuck with them niggas, period. Don't even mess with them because they crazy and they ready to get down. They used to fight us in groups. It'll be 8 Samoans trying to beat up one black dude. Do you think they're doing that because they think, oh, we could get this dude easily? No, they like, nah, these dudes be giving it as good as they get it. But this is what I'm telling you. Like, when you're the captain, that's what you do. You deal with shit. You handle it. Hey, I'm going to go handle it. So I understand the spirit in which Austin Metcalf was operating. I wish Carmelo Anthony was coming to our side of the field or something like that. Only difference is, us being black, we just as vicious as him. We'd have packed his ass out. I think the white dudes handled it very cordially. Just one guy coming up, hey, bro, you got to go. Because bro would have got probably carried off on a stretcher had that been one of us. Straight up. Look, loaded, lock,
we'd have rolled him up out of that, B.
Bro, he would have been going out on the stretcher, bro.
Rolled him up out of that for
we
real.
We would listen, bro. Listen, if you from Long Beach, you know you was gonna get stomped out, bro. And it don't matter if you 5'1", 112 pounds. If you have the audacity to try to challenge us in our space, bro, we walked onto the field. You know what our chant was? We used to say C is for Crip, house is for C house. I don't even know if that didn't even make no sense. But that's what we used to go out screaming when we would go play football games. We were just turned the fuck up. When you're in high school, you be on that type of time. Locks Gamer will tell you, you think you're going to go to Poly High School for a track meet and just roll up in a freaking tent? Boy, you get your ass rolled up out of there. This is just the way it is. So I don't really understand how black people who interact this way with each other are all of a sudden like, nah, but the white kids can't do that. Why is there a different set of rules for white dudes? But black dudes get to do whatever the fuck the hell they want to do. That doesn't make sense to me. It is what it is. You know you ain't supposed to have your ass over there. And you pulled out a knife and stabbed somebody. Look at Loaded Lock saying, hell no. You can't just roll up on Poly side. Hey, nigga, I'm from another school. I'm over here. Come on, bro. That don't add up. And that boy know better. That boy Carmelo Anthony knew better. That's why I feel like he was over there for some other reasons why he shouldn't have been over there. Go ahead, Costa. Finish up what you were saying, and then we're gonna go to Ace, the straight shooter.
Oh yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say, B. That was pretty much all for me, man.
All right, go ahead, Ace.
Hey, what's going on, Brandon?
What up? You're a little bit low.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I'm gonna adjust your mic. Go ahead. We really can't hear you now. I don't know what's going on.
Hold on 1 second.
We got you. Now you're clear. You're loud and clear.
Yeah, I think we got a problem with accountability.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. It just ain't lining up in his favor. I mean, if you go read the law, what he did is not self-defense. You can't defend that.
You can't provoke. I looked up Texas law. You cannot claim self-defense if you provoke a situation. And where
Exactly.
he provoked it was when they asked him to move, he said, touch me and see what happened. When they look at self-defense, they're looking at, was there a time where you could have left, escaped, got away, left the situation? Bro had an opportunity to leave.
Yeah, he plenty. Yeah, he did. So like I said, it's not in his favor right now. I'm still waiting for all the facts to come in, but right now, what I'm seeing right now is not looking good. And if it continues that way, he might want to take that plea deal. And that's all I got.
Bro cooked. You feel me? Like he bet if they even offer him a plea deal, they gotta offer him a plea deal. You faded back. You we can't hear you now. You was loud and clear. Now you faded back.
Yeah, I think they will. But if they do, I mean, that if I was him, if I was his father, I would advise him to jump on it. Just from what I'm seeing right now, it might be more stuff out there that goes in his favor, but the stuff right now, it just ain't going in his favor right now.
This was me at the age of 15. I was probably about 200 pounds. There ain't no way in hell I was running from no white boy. I don't care if he was 1,000 pounds. I was 200, but I was strong as hell. Why would I run? I don't know one strong safety on any team I've been on that would have ran from anybody. I had a homie named Anthony Oliver. Bro had to be about 150, 160 soaking wet. He was knocking people out, bro. He was like 6'3", like 160. He played receiver. Bro was like beating people up, twice his size. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, no. These are high school weights. And black people, when you, hey, let me ask you a question, Costa. When you were in high school, did you hear any black person when they was gonna fight with somebody white or whatever? Did you ever hear of a black person be like, oh no, bro, way more than me?
Bro, let me tell you a story. So we had a fight with these three white boys in the locker room. It was pretty much at gym class. Gym class had let out, and there's these three white boys, weird as hell. White boy kicked it off for real. no, really, my homie was taunting him, and then the white boy just said "fuck it" and went in.
Right.
And at the end of it, like the next day, we ended up shaking these dudes' hands, bro. Like everybody was cool after that. Like it
Yeah,
was
you
no
got
big
to.
issue. It was just like a momentary thing, and you know something like that they could have easily, you know, if someone else heard about it who wasn't there, they could have easily turned that to something racial. And I think
Bro,
that's
go ahead.
what's going on right now.
Listen, man, that's like you ever had somebody where something ain't that serious and then they make it into something like real serious? Like, bro, it ain't even that serious like that to where you taking it. That's how Carmelo Anthony did. He escalated the situation past where it was necessary. Like, bro, these dudes are not approaching you with guns, knives, nothing like that. Why on earth are you rolling up to somebody with a knife? That's my question. Like, what in your brain clicked like, I want to stab this dude in the chest? Like, and you know what? If I was them, I would have drug tested, bro. Cause it sounded like he was high or something. Just the response. Oh, it was raining. Black people using every excuse under the sun to justify that boy doing what he did. Azael, somebody said y'all was whooping on Samoans. Shit, yeah. What you mean? Come on, bro. We're not the black kids of today, nigga. No. Nobody. Not me. Nobody was trying me. Hell fucking no. Bro, my homie Phil, my homeboy Phil, he was my age. He played football with me. I saw this man fight 12 Samoans at Silverado Park. I kid you not. Whole family tried to jump, bro. Bro was piecing them dudes up until like we all came over there, and then they got on. I mean, it just wasn't a thing in Long Beach when we was younger. Like, I didn't really think of Samoans like, oh man, I'm scared of Samoans, or we gotta watch out for Samoans. Like, I don't ever remember nothing being like that. Mostly the Samoans was cool with us, but sometimes shit went down. Sometimes it did get to the point where, you know, shit. But you know, when you grow up with a group of people, you don't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Deshaun Jackson is from Long Beach. Deshaun is skinny, dude. Actually, Deshaun is not from Long Beach, but he played for Poly. Well, I don't know. Maybe he is from Long Beach. I don't know. But I don't think he's from Long Beach. But I think Deshaun from LA. Hey, Vinny. When we was in high school, do you remember anybody being afraid of Samoans? Like, do you remember us being like scared of Samoans, like to where they was bullying us or punking us?
No.
Like, I'm just talking to people on my show, and I'm just like, they're like, oh, I guess they don't believe that we used to get into it with Samoans and shit. But we did.
Never did.
Huh?
We was cool with them.
Yeah, mostly cool. But if there was like a fight between a black and a Samoan, I don't ever remember black dudes backing down from that.
No.
Yeah. It was like mostly cool. Sometimes some would pop off. But if it was like blacks versus Samoans, if it was like blacks versus Mexicans, Samoans would be with us fighting Mexicans.
Yeah, I've never seen. Yeah, when I came, I never seen the Samoans ever have a problem with the black people. But like I said, but when it did, yeah, nobody was ever scared though. Like,
yeah, it was. All right, man. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna hit you up. Yeah. It never was like that. Like, if it was some shit between a black and a Samoan, either they was gonna catch a fair one, or if it was some group shit, then it was just gonna be some group shit. But never do I remember seeing no black people getting punked by Samoan. It was black dudes from the Samoan gang and Samoans from the black gangs. Like, that's how it is. It is. There were exclusively Samoan gangs like SOS and some other gangs, but black people was from there, and then there was Samoans from 20s and Insane and stuff like that. But yeah, so, but basically, but I'm saying all that to say this: there's no need for us to do any, add any extras. What happened, happened. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I think this is a time for people to reflect and for us to really address the situation of why are young black men feeling the need to kill each other and kill others? Like, come on, man. When is the last time y'all heard of a white dude killing a black teenage in high school? When is the last time y'all heard of a teenage person killing a black dude, white teenager killing a black dude in a college, a high school setting? White dudes shoot up the school and don't even hit no black people. This is a fact. White boys go shoot up their high school and don't even hit a single black person. Whatever's going on with them, they aiming at each other. But we gotta let things go down. We gotta take everything to race, the lowest common denominator. But yeah. So I think Carmel. Let's play the rest of Charleston White. Let's see if we can finish that up, and then we'll wrap it up. Oh shoot, I got super chats too. Before I play that, let me get these super chats that my people so that my people bless me with. God, you know what? I don't know if I'm just forgetting how to do this, but streams public, make your streams public in comments. Okay. I don't understand what the hell is going on with this, but okay. Let's just stream is public. Okay. Let me see if I can. Okay. So shout out to my boy for Africulture my boy Africulture Concepts. African Americans are cooked, no honor, no logic. I mean, it doesn't look good for us when we try to defend situations like this. Like, just and then on top of that, like, even when the daddy is like, it wasn't about race, I already forgive him for what he did. You know what I'm saying? Justice will be served, all this stuff. It looks bad when you meet like mourning with like malice, right? They're mourning, they're hurt about what happened to their son. Whether you like it or not, no matter what you say, Carmelo Anthony is still here. A father did not lose a son. The least we could do is have some type of sympathy, I believe. Thank you, Africulture. Loaded Locks Gaming. Facts. Wrong is wrong. I do not believe in saying somebody is right when they're wrong. Even if another person is wrong, you can be wrong and somebody else be wrong at the same time. But what I know is Carmelo Anthony is the one who brought a knife that day, which was totally unnecessary. Shout out to Loaded Locks Gaming. Cookie Lover. Thank you, my sister, for the $4.99 holler. The super sticker. I appreciate that. It means so very much to me. Thank you for blessing the chat or the channel. The support is much appreciated and much needed. I think that's it for the super chats. AJ Moore, what you said, facts. And the father lost his son because him and his coward brother want to be a bully. Self-defense is self-defense. I don't understand that, but hey, if that's your opinion, okay, well, we shall see. We shall see. I don't see how the guy's a coward. And I'm still not seeing this report where the dudes were jumping him. Carmelo Anthony didn't say that. The police report didn't say that. None of the people there said that. So this whole thing, when you're saying they jumped him, like, it's like you're making that up. Just like the false police report, oh, they broke his phone. That's just made up. If the only point you got to make is one that is made up, well, guess what, man? There's a problem there. There's a problem there. Okay? So you guys gotta reconcile that with yourself. Those are rumors and people are running with it 100%. And I'm with you. Send the link about the witnesses. I don't have a link about the witnesses. You send it to me, though. Most TV. What up? What up, bro? Anthony is guilty of murder. Why is this so hard to believe? If it was your son, you want him convicted. 100%. And that's what I do. I try to put myself in the shoes of the parents. This boy kills my kid. He escalates what basically would have been a fist fight between two football players, which happens every day all around America. This boy escalated this to a stabbing. Guys, fights happen every day on high school campuses, every single day. But deaths don't happen every day because fights remain fights. Bro was at a track meet. It wasn't even something you mandatory have to go to. That's the crazy part. Carmelo Anthony didn't have to be there. But I'm not buying that. He's so scared and all that stuff. But you definitely gonna have a situation between black folks with common sense who want to live in a peaceful society and black folks who are agents of chaos and don't care what the facts or the truth is, only care about, what they think is right or best, basically ruling the day or becoming the narrative. Here we go. Carmelo isn't a football player. It was a track meet. That's how I know y'all got false information. Bro, we just looked up, AJ, we just looked up Carmelo's football highlights. What are you talking about, bro? Carmelo wasn't a football player? Are you... Y'all, this is what I'm telling y'all. People be having misinformation and spreading it like it's fact. Carmelo wasn't a football player? Are you crazy? We just looked up bro's profile on Huddle Sports. What are you talking about? I'm on Huddle Sports right now. See, but do y'all see what I'm saying? The same black folks who are like the loudest advocates for Buddy, they don't even know the facts. We could pull Buddy's profile up right now. This is him. What are you talking about, bro? Bro, crazy, man. Okay, if Carmelo wasn't a football player, then who is this? Who is this? There must be two Carmelo Anthonys that go to Centennial High School in Frisco, Texas. It must be the other one. So this is what you telling me? This is what you telling me, dog? This is what you telling me, Kinfolk. He wasn't a football player, but right here, this him. You probably still believe that he was 130 pounds and 5'1". Boy was 160, 5'11", 1 inch under 6 feet, and ran a 4.7 and was squatting 405, benching 205 with a vertical of 35 inches and a shuttle run of 4.3. Bro was a straight athlete. What are you talking about? You probably don't believe this either, that he was laying hat on fools, knocking people's helmets off. You don't believe that.
나의 꿈을 실현하는 나의 이야기에 귀를 기울이는 금융 파트너가 필요했죠. 그래서 CBB를 만났습니다. 제 비즈니스는 CBB와 성장하고 있습니다. CBB입니다.
You can say whatever you want to. When I see somebody on the field right here doing that, when I see Buddy on the field knocking people's helmets off, no, you're not convincing me this guy was a victim. He was just so scared. No. Loaded Locks Gaming, thank you for the $5 holler. I appreciate that, my brother. He said, cook. Nah, facts though. Come on, AJ. And I'm not saying Carmelo is guilty or innocent. I'm just saying the facts are not lining up in Buddy's favor. It's not. And the facts are not lining up in my favor either, because I have to call into this. I have to go do some work for my actual job. But I will be back with more videos, short form videos later on today. So please make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Watch everything I posted from the days before, and see you in a bit. Till the next time, take care of each other. But most importantly, please take care of yourselves. But most importantly, please take care of each other.